Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ambassadors of Gaming channel. I'm one of your many hosts, Ambassador Michael, and today I wanted to discuss with you all Cyberpunk 2077. While Cyberpunk is obviously the most contentious game of 2020, there's so much to discuss about the game that this review will likely be a little bit longer than our typical reviews and impressions. So let's start with the obvious. The game itself is full of bugs, performance issues, and crashes that go far beyond what we typically see of AAA games at launch. Your experience will vary depending on which platform you play on. Daryl captured this footage from his time on PS5, and I played on Series X. From what we hear, performance is best on PC, as you would expect, but it also seems to be the one with the least amount of bugs and crashes. PS5 seems like it experiences the worst performance for current generation, while it seems to run poorly across all last generation systems. If you could deal with these issues, you may end up having a somewhat enjoyable experience, depending on how forgiving you are of a game. Both Daryl and I had a lot of fun with the game during our time with it, even with all the bugs and glitches. Though I did have one quest-breaking bug that I can no longer complete, which is quite irritating. As for the game itself, the narrative is a bit branching, and due to your choices you can influence the way the game plays out, and it does have some interesting choices that can be hidden throughout. The first choice you are given is your background as a character, which unlocks specific dialogue options throughout the game. For example, I chose Nomad. While this did help with certain choices, it seemed to be more just open dialogue that gives you better background information on a character, situation, or a quest. As for endings, there are multiple endings, and this is where you will see the biggest impact of your choices throughout the game. For example, I picked choices that led me down the path of glory ending, which, to be fair, I found a bit disappointing at the very end. Throughout my time in the final mission, I found the final mission to be very satisfying though. As for gameplay, when things do work, you have many options of how you want to go about playing the game and how you want to deal with combat. Hacking, for example, can be a big component if you choose, which is great for combining with stealth, as it gives you additional range. You can blind enemies, do distractions, even target and destroy enemies remotely. So from a further distance, you don't have to necessarily get behind them and choke them out or shoot them, something of this nature. You could be a lot more quiet. I chose to play this way as much as I could with stealth and hacking, and I found it to be very entertaining personally. Though I know many choices throughout the game with terms of gameplay can vary. So for example, if you focus more on a tank type character with guns and melee, this is a pretty viable strategy, and it also allows you to go about different areas different ways. For example, if you have a certain level of strength, you can open certain doors. If you have a certain level of technical ability, you can open other doors that you wouldn't be able to open with strength. Things of this nature. The secondary component to skills and gameplay is the way the actual skills and skill points are attributed and given throughout the game. So every time you level up, you're given 2 skill points. 1 skill point for the skill itself, and then another skill point that unlocks an ability within that skill. Each skill has, I think, 2 branching subcategories. For example, I think technical ability gives you hacking, quick hacking, and breaching, which are 2 different modes within the game. And each perk, as you go throughout the game, obviously adds to your character. These skills also level up individually instead of through your overall character level, which can be a bit difficult because I played the game for I think roughly 50 hours by the time I finally chose to beat it, because it kind of loops back to the last save file after you beat it. And I did not have any skills at max level, even though I mostly played with stealth and hacking throughout the entire game. Occasionally certain missions do force you to be more gung-ho. But I didn't complete my total skills, so I didn't have all the perks unlocked that I would have liked to, though I did find that many of the perks available to you throughout the skill trees are very good. There's a few of them that I found to be kind of redundant or not as useful, but mostly you'll be feeling like you spent your skill points well. So overall, when Cyberpunk's running at its best, and you find a gameplay style you like and enjoy, it can be a really interesting and unique game. But its technical problems and seemingly rushed out the door nature really keep it from being something truly special. Maybe once the next gen version hits, it will allow the game to truly shine with the patches to the bugs, and these performance issues in general. But until then, it is most definitely a game that needs more time and love, and I hope CD Projekt Red is able to give it. Thank you everyone for your time, for checking out the review. I'll leave you with some screenshots Daryl has taken on his PS5, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.